the best choice for the deers, it's not to kill them, it's to bring them somewhere they're going to live for the rest of their life.
For years, residents of Longueuil and people from across the Montreal area have walked these trails in Michel-Chartrand Park, accompanied by many white-tailed deer. But earlier this month, city officials announced the deer had overpopulated the park, and they plan to trap and kill about half of them.
They have an option. It's not like if we only have this option and we have to do it, but actually the reason why they have a lot of anger in the air, actually, it's because they have an option and they don't want to talk about it.
It's a decision that's angered residents and animal rescue organizations alike. A total of 3 people have been arrested for death threats against the mayor of Longueuil for the decision to euthanize over 15 white-tailed deer in the park. Jacques Lessard runs Centre Refuge Nimo, one of several organizations who have offered alternative solutions.
We can move them to another place. Like here, we are a sanctuary and we have a place. We were ready to take about 4 deers.
The city of Longueuil would not comment on the situation, but says on their website the overpopulation of deer could threaten the biodiversity of the park and potentially spread Lyme disease. It says there are significant drawbacks to relocating deer, such as transferring the problem to another region and increasing the risk of disease by adding animals from another environment. Hundreds protested the city's decision in the park on November 14th, with more than 35,000 signing a petition asking for them to reconsider. But parkgoers we spoke to are divided on the issue.
I'm not against it or for it, but I would like the city to try to, before killing them, if they would possible to transport them somewhere else.
So I guess it's necessary because there's too many of them. And the other options, like sending them to the zoo, it's a non-option.
If
we had it our way, we would have been for relocating them. So it's really sad for us.
Sauvetage Animal Rescue says they've been told the call is slated to begin Monday. Them and many others worry they're running out of time to change the city's mind. In Longueuil, Sharon Yonan-Renold, City News.